program directors for a wonderful job. This is not a gathering to me, it's a family activity that I'm duty bound to forever be present and forever support. So when I'm here, I don't know why there are certain performances that are being made for me, because when I'm here, I'm at home. I am calling my Shawana Foundation myself, and therefore I don't have to be treated different from all of you who are here. Actually, when I'm here, I want to listen to you speak stories of contributing to how you changed the lives of our people. Because we are forever speaking and we've got a very little time to listen to you and what kind of intervention do you need. So our mother is here, a matriarch, a tree that provided a shade of safety and hope. And she's the one who carried the fort for the Mashawanas. And she still do it to date. And many of you don't know that she's a leader in her own right. And when she's here, she's not just an ordinary woman. She's a revolutionary in her own right. Equivalent to a mother of Tupac, who carried the revolution, and when the American imperialism wanted to assassinate her, she left to stay in Cuba, a revolutionary land and liberated zone of the socialist left movements of our world. So Colin's mother inspires what Colin is, because it comes direct from the womb. We don't know if Colin's father is the father, but we know Colin's mother is the mother. That's the only scientific way we can confirm the rest. She's the one who can talk about it. But the womb we know. The womb that carried Colin for 9 months and made him for what he is can be confirmed. So we're grateful to this woman, who is a counselor of the EFF, who provides all kinds of support to EFF in the Vembe region and to Lamela in particular. She makes sure any one of the EFF who goes there sleeps well, eats well, but she doesn't want to eat and sleep well. You must do the work of the EFF and there must be results. So it's not the reason I'm saluting her, because I've known her way before 14 years of the Colin Mashawan Foundation. She has been very grateful to all of us who have been close friends of Colin and Cecil. We later discovered that Colin's father has got a child in KwaZulu-Natal. And then he's here now. There are 3 brothers. So I heard minister saying there are 2 brothers. There are 3. Because we discovered another one when we were building a school. That is another charity kids we have to take care of here. That's why I'm saying the rest is the mother can confirm, because if you do anything, you get me into trouble. Doctor, you spoke before I came in, but I know that you inspired hope, because everybody spoke about how you did so well and revived the spirit. And that's how they're contributing, because they had you. And how humanity can, I always touch each other and have an impact. We're thankful for all of you who contributed, including our kingdom of KwaZulu-Natal that contributed their house, because they appreciate that most of the houses you contribute, they go into rural areas. And Hosi Nabuamo Abuaga Museviti Umupiga Colin Mashawan Foundation in the rural areas. We appreciate that contribution. A minister, once a minister, always a minister, especially if you were an impactful minister and a minister that changed the lives of our people and associated during that time with Colin Mashawan Foundation. You don't do it today because you are not a minister. Even when you are a minister, you are never ashamed of us. You always associated with us. Whether we were in the big rooms or small rooms, you're always there. Many people don't know that you're old. She's very old. She's actually older than Gwedeman Tash. Yeah, she looks very young. And not young in the looks, in the functioning of the brain and her activeness. You will confuse her to be our age group. But her name in the ANC when I was there was Sislindi. By all old people that I knew, they called her Sislindi. And I always inquired, why do you call her Sislindi? When you all look older than her, they said, she's actually older than us. And she's always looked after herself. She doesn't lie, she's MK. She's not SDU, she's not internal unit of the MK in South Africa. She's trained operative. She can operate the AK-47. She can kill. She was trained to kill. Because when you are a soldier, that's the only thing you're told. But the difference with them is that they were taught theory. And that a soldier without a theory is a potential criminal. And that's why they were equipped with theory to know that we don't carry guns to kill people. We carry guns to kill a system that kills people. And that's what she did. And her generation is very proud. And it's not rewarded in the position. It's rewarded in her credentials. That when I go to the grave, all of humanity will know what I've done for humanity. And that I've put my life in the picket lines and said, I volunteer my breast to be cut for people of my country to be free. She did that. And many of her, Ayanda Dodo, Winnie Mandela, Talimpofu's wife, many unsung heroes of our revolution because they are women. You never get to hear those stories about them. And many of you, when women speak, you even switch off your ears. And you're looking at the time as to what time is she finishing. You must learn to listen to her. And the depth and the ideological perspective and the theory she possesses and the history she knows. And that's what I hate about her. When you ask her, what did the ANC do for you? She said, we fought for you. Okay, but after 30 years, you're still saying, we fought for you. That's what we did for all of you. And she's right. They fought for us. And we're here today. And we thank her for making this possible. Because all of these 14 years, without support from a minister, a deputy minister, a premier, a government official, it makes you to doubt yourself. It's like there's something wrong we're doing. But she was there to affirm our work and say, I will continue to support you. And she's here today, even outside her responsibility of social responsibility as a minister. We thank the MK for being with us today. They are new baby on the block, so we have to teach them the game. You know? That's why Skosana is speaking there, and he doesn't say who he is. When you live here, you're going to think a politician, a business person spoke and played. He doesn't say I'm a politician. We survive through our names and the names of our political parties. So always you stand up as a politician. Only me and Zuma, we don't do that. Because we are known all over the world. We don't say our name and say name and the party we belong to. But all of you must stand up and say who you are. So people don't confuse you. There was a tall, light guy from the event. They looked so handsome. It looks like it's a businessman. And he's paid by you. He's a politician. So we thank MK for being here. Honorable Members for Son, Advocate Mkweban, former public protector, and our princess, Zuma, who, in her own right, she must form her own foundation and stop hiding behind her father's suit, because she's got everything it takes to be a leader in her own right. And she must do the work. All we need to do ourselves is to give her courage. And they must take her to public speaking, to build their confidence, to know that she can do it, and no one just looks at her and thinks she's an empty head. She's got brains, she can think, she's very bright, and she's not her father. She's her father's daughter. And therefore, she must never be confused for that. In her own right, they want to kill Leah and destroy her. Now she sent kids to Australia, Russia, they died. And when the people came back, they said the people are coming back. I watched the TV. I didn't see them when they were leaving. I saw them when they were coming back. I said, where are kids here? Because people said they were not kids. They were old men, adults. If she convinced them to go to Russia, good for her. She managed to convince men with balls to go to Russia as a woman. So what is crime about that? That you convince an adult to have sex with her. It's not a rape. No one's going to come here and say you raped so and so. And when we look through things, say, no, I agreed, but it's not a rape. She didn't rape them to go to Russia. If she did, she spoke to them, they came back as adults, walking, even knowing to hide their faces, and said, we're sent to Russia, whatever. Then they said the NPA is investigating it. But for what? Who's investigating who took Lindiwe Zulu to exile? Who's doing that? If she was convinced there's a war to be fought in Russia and convinced people to go there, what's wrong with that? And old people. She stand trial today for tweeting, I see you. The tweet happens after the mall bans. She doesn't say, I see you on the way to Bonamere or mall. She says, I see you. After everything has happened, they say, she incited violence. She's in the dock today. That's how your law works. Ngizwe says to people, let's go and close the streets, the shops, let's beat up foreigners. He communicates that before it happens. And it happens exactly like that. It's not arrested, it's not in any court. A person who says, well done for the revolution, after the fact, it's in the court. The one who says, let's go and close the shops, there are foreigners here. No. They've got a constitutional right to gather. They can protest. It's their right. How does this law work? It has got eyes. But Lady Justice must not have eyes. If you know who's Lady Justice in the picture, she's got a cloth on her eyes, where she must never see who's before her and judge them on the basis of the facts before them. I'm still on acknowledgement, Colin, so I don't know if I must still go on. So, I'm so happy that we're doing this. And we're doing this few as we are. And the other years we do it, many of us at the Santon Convention. The pastors are there, everybody's there. The following day is only us as family to say, let's do the real thing that speaks directly to the people we know, because at Santon Convention we bring 1,000 people. They buy tables. They come there for the fun of it. They don't understand the core of the event. Out of 1,700 bought tables, 300 is the real G's. 300 is family, 300 is corporate, real. 300 can be traceable. The 700 can't be traceable. So what we are doing today is quality over quantity. And it ought to be understood like that. We ought to ask Julius to come and lecture you about the transformation of quantity into quality. It's a law of dialectics. In the dialectical materialism defined by Lenin. That's what you're doing. So you go to quantity, bring many of them. In the many of them, you transform them into quantity. And once you transform into quantity, you're going to lose many of them. Better few, but better. That's what we're here about today. Unlike just going all over and having so many. Our speaker is here of council, Joburg council, because she's quality. That's why she must be amongst us. The CEO of Pick It Up is here. And I said to him, Joburg is too dirty and you are in a clean place. I don't understand why you're here. He says, very soon you'll see it will be a world class again. I'm happy because I'm repeating what he said to me and I'm saying it to the speaker so that the speaker must take him on. But I'm singling out Ralima Mpebula, the doctors and all of that to demonstrate to you the quality that you are yourself. And therefore, it moved from quantity into quality. That's the point I wanted to make about tonight. That you'll think we were in a convention today, we're here. It's a law of dialectics. And it only takes good brains to appreciate what we're doing tonight. I want to speak about the xenophobia and Afrophobia that we have practiced here in South Africa today. And I want to challenge you. You say Zimbabweans take your job, Nigerians take your jobs, and you march and close shops and beat up people. Tell us, after doing that, how many jobs have you created? By beating up these Nigerians, by beating up these Ghanaians, by beating up these Zimbabweans, loading them. If you load them, I have not seen anyone being loaded. No one. And you say they take jobs from you. You have beat them up, you have taken them out of the country. How many jobs have you created after that? Because the battle should be about jobs. You beat people because they took your jobs. They ran away. You close a shop that hires 5 people and say they take our jobs. After closing that jobs, how many jobs have you created? Unskilled men with no skill, none whatsoever. Say somebody took their job. The only skill they know is to drink intelis, impesu, and all of that nonsense, and want to pretend like they are revolutionary as it were. I don't want your vote if you behave like that. Take them away. If the MK wants it, give it to them. I don't want the votes that says to me, I must hate Africans for you to vote for me. I'll never do that. That I must go take an African child out of school, proud elderly person, pushing a child, an African child that looks like you. I must go to a school and push a child that looks like Opano. My child, I said, get out of school. The same way apartheid did, and push Lindiwe Zulu out of school, Lindiwe Zulu out of school, and saying, you are not worthy of education. I must repeat that. I must do that. I will never do that. You can take your votes. Let me die with my conscience very clear. I will never refuse a pregnant woman of African descent to give birth in the clinics of South Africa. Never will I do that. I did not join politics because I wanted to be anything. I joined politics because I saw it as a necessity to unite and fight the apartheid system and deliver the economic freedom to our people. I don't want anything from anyone. Whether you jail me for 5 years, for 7, I don't care. The reason why I'm appealing you, the reason why I'm challenging you, it's not for me. It's for my wife and my kids. I can be this strong. My family might not be this strong. I do it for them. Nelson's children, Nelson's wife, when he came out of prison, they were not normal people. Till today, they are not. Nelson was strong, but his family was not. And sometimes we ought to forget about ourselves as revolutionaries and think about our families and what our families are going to go through. I'm not scared of prison because I didn't do anything wrong. I know I'm fighting the system. It hates me for telling the truth. I never lie. No one can ever caught me in a lie. If I'm about to tell a lie, I don't tell at all. I keep quiet. So you'd rather accuse me for not telling you, but you can't accuse me for lying to you. I don't lie. I'm hated for that. I don't go around lying to people. When you lie, I tell you, why do you do that? Why do you lie? I don't lie that whites own the majority of the land. That's our problem. We want the land. Your problem is not Zimbabweans. No Zimbabwean owns the land. You chase them out of the country. Do you have the land? You chase them out of the country. You beat them up. Do you own the factories? Do you own the strategic means of production? Do you own the economy of this country after beating up fellow Africans? And you don't realize that the same people who made you fight each other during apartheid are the same ones who are doing the same. The provinces that are fighting black on black violence are the same that did during apartheid. The tribe that is fighting black on black violence is the one that did during apartheid. At the center of black on black hatred is a state-sponsored and capital-sponsored hatred to distract you from giving you economic opportunities, to make you blame wrong people for your misfortunes. There's no Zimbabwe that took a land from you. There's no Zimbabwe that took a tender from you. There's no Zimbabwe that took a job from you. There are no jobs. The jobs Zimbabweans are doing, you don't want to do them. You are so educated enough to can do those slave jobs. That's why, not that you are lazy. You are not lazy, you know your worth. And you're refusing to do those jobs. That's what I'm hated for. For saying they've got and stole. The people who stole your land are white conquerors, are white colonialists. It is written in books. No Zimbabwean conquered you, no Nigerian conquered you. Why are you turning your back on what is the true reflection of who we are to want to entertain sponsored contemporary politics that seeks to distract you from why you are unemployed? They are moving you away. Apartheid did the same. It made the ANC to fight with the IFP so that they are distracted from fighting for the liberation of South Africa. The script is the same. The writers of the script are the same people. Why are you not learning from your history? That we are being made stupid. We are being taken advantage of. They are repeating what they did in the past when they went into quarters and made us to fight one another in the hostels and kill each other. Same people are doing it today. You are refusing to think. You are refusing to be critical. You are thinking about the next election. If I say this, I won't get elected. Hell no. I'm not part of a script that is written by apartheid collaborators. I joined the struggle to unite African people and make them to be one. You must never ever claim to love us if you don't love your family. Why do you go around building houses and coming to stand here and pledge a house when your family has got no roof over its head? You are so pretentious. Why don't you have a burial society? When Colin's mother has got a burial society for the box, for the cow, for the tent, for all of that. An old woman like this, when you die, we must all come together and put sense. But you are the biggest bowler here in Joburg, popping champagne. How stupid can you be? Why do you allow apartheid to continue its mentality in you? Why do you seek to impress people? Why do you do that? Your families need you. If you, all of you, look after your families, will not need Colin Mashawan Foundation. If all of you pay maintenance, your children who will not complain about monsters and criminals and drug addicts that you gave birth to and ran away from. You don't have to love their mother. Love your children. Block her, but know a bank account and send the money every month to that bank account to support these children, to avoid them coming to steal from us. All of them who are stealing from us, they are fatherless. The fathers have run away. Colin Mashawan Foundation, please, in the promotions of all of this, promote payment of maintenance. So that it comes from that. We are all blaming government. Where are the fathers of these children? Don't love the mother. It was one night stand at House 22. That's fine. But there is no mistake. The day you have not used condom, that's the day you initiated that pregnancy, you are going to look after it. Even if she says she's pregnant and you are doubting her, the day she says she's pregnant, that's the day you start supporting her, even when you don't love her, because you slept with her without condom. The problem starts there. That's it. That's the why. And then you must say to her, hey, my insurance wants blood tests so that I can cover the child. Only after that, when there's a DNA evidence, you can deny this child. But the day you went without using condom, it's your child. Once she says it's your child until proven otherwise. To reduce these criminals from the streets is not a responsibility of government. President Yawashabi, hey, I spoke for too long. I must stop it here. We'll have another day. The problem, they started very late. I will call them, so it started on time. With a long conversation about who we are. But Colin, let me tell you something. You must never be scared. If this idea comes from the baby, it's your idea. No one has to believe in it. No one. We don't have to believe in it. As long as when you talk about it and when you advocate for it, you feel the fire inside your stomach. You must know it is your idea. It is your baby that you have carried, and you don't care who believes in it. Because the brave ones are not born from a comfort zone. For you to be declared a warrior, for you to be declared fearless, for you to be declared one of the most powerful people in the nation, you should have met monsters and defeated them. When you give birth to an idea, it gets ridiculed. People laugh about it. People joke about it until it stands the test of time. This has stood the test of time. It has survived the days of history. 14 years. Your marriage has not even reached 5 years, some of you. 14 years of Colin Mashawan Foundation. It stood the test of time. If you had a doubt, now you have the reason to believe that it was not an idea that is passing by. It's an idea that is here to stay, because the person who came up with this idea believes in that idea. Ask me, I was subject of ridicule. I suffered, I struggled with you. From when I was born, I was a joke of the community. My family was a joke of the community. The poor called my family poor. Today, they can't say the same. Because I had an idea. I will never die with this family being in this situation. I'm going to change it. And I told my grandmother that I'll change this situation. And how are you going to do it? I said, I'm going to get married, and I'm not going to get married to a domestic worker. I'm going to marry a beautiful woman. And then say, okay, the way you like your cleanness, you're going to fight with that woman. I'm like, no, I won't fight with her. I'll have domestic workers. And she laughed at me. Man, domestic worker, I got a domestic worker. I said, lower appellate. I said to her, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to change yours. When I got expelled in the ANC and people went to gather outside their house and kicked the gate and did signs to her that he's gone, you're going to suffer, and she was telling those stories to me, I looked at her and said, I made a commitment to you that I'm going to change your life and the life of this family, and I owe it to you. You must not worry about what happens to me. You will never go back to where you were. Why am I telling you this story? You all have to make that commitment with your families. Yes. Look at them in the eyes and say, I'll do everything legally to make this family a better family, a celebrated family, an exemplary family. And that's what Colin has done to all of us. To become from the rural villages of Venda and become a center of attraction in the city lights of Joburg. We appreciate them. And we appreciate someone who turns the lives of nobodies into somebody. Where I come from, in my own township, I've always looked at each and every family that was looked down like my family. And all of them have now got houses. I don't talk about those things. I've built all of them houses. I've taken all of them to schools. The children of my friends who died, all of my friends who died, I take them to school. I don't talk about it. Next to my grandmother's house, every day I feed 700 people, every day, not weekend. In the soup kitchen that I've established, that the magistrate ridiculed in her judgment. I don't care how she views it. I don't do it for clouds. Do it because I know what a meal can do. We provide a meal at 3 o'clock so that that meal can serve as a lunch and a supper at the same time in that family. Because those kids must never wonder where the food will come from. Well, that was my problem. What will we eat? What are we going to eat today? And never had an opportunity to be a child. Make those children in your township to be children and enjoy their childhood by feeding them. Many of you say you pray. Many of you ask God to help people. You kneel down, you even burn candles. You do all sorts of things in a pretentious manner. You say, God, these children don't have clothes and all of that. After your prayer, let's go to your closet and see what's happening in your closet. You still have clothes dating the days of your prayer man in your closet. Where are you going to wear them? What are you going to do with them? You ask God to help people, but you can help them immediately with the smallest contribution you can make. Go back to your closet. Those clothes that you have, I just get you're a fashionista. Fashion doesn't work. If you want us to educate you about fashion, we buy clothes every season. You don't keep the clothes of the old season in the new season. There is winter clothes, there is summer clothes. The summer clothes, when winter comes, you donate them, you buy the winter clothes. So stop pretending like you know fashion by keeping so much clothes in your wardrobe and go to church to pray and say, God, help the children, help. But you can help them with the jacket we have. Start now.